Hey, welcome everybody to English 101 or English Composition 3 as it's called. My name is Michael Lee. You can call me Mike Lee, you can call me Professor Lee, you can call me just Mike, either one of those is fine. I'm not too worried about what you call me, as long as you're watching the videos, because this is primarily how I'm going to be communicating with all of the class members throughout the semester. Since this is an online course, of course I have options to for texting, for phone calling, and you'll see all those options on my syllabus. But the main way that I'm going to present my lectures is basically through video. So this is kind of how you're going to receive them. And of course, if you have any questions, you can go through email, text, phone calls. And I also do Skype meetings. So if you prefer face-to-face, so to speak, we can do that as well. Of course, that will be through video because I actually don't even live in Arizona. I actually live in Illinois. And that is where I am right now. I'm actually in my other teaching position. I teach at Lindenwood University. I teach writing here as well. So everywhere I go, I just kind of teach writing and a little bit of literature here and there. So the first thing that I want you to do is, now that you are kind of acquainted with me, let's go here and take a look at the very first thing you want to do. So the very first place it's going to drop you when you log in is announcements, and more than likely you've already gotten to this point because you're watching this video. If not, if you somehow managed to get to this video without doing this stuff, click here where it says Start Here. That is where the course will begin. So with that, you'll see this video here. It'll kind of be posted up here at the top. And the very first thing you want to take note of, aside from the video, of course, is the general questions area. So if you have any questions for me that maybe they pertain to the course, maybe they pertain to CAC, maybe they pertain to just your degree, or maybe English classes in general, or maybe the field of literature, something, anything really. If you guys have general life questions, if you want to post those in the general questions for the course, do that mainly so that other people can answer those questions as well. For instance, if you have a question about the syllabus, chances are a lot of other people are having that questions too. So if you post it there instead of, say maybe texting me, then I can answer it for everyone else as well. And a lot of times if you do ask generalized questions, maybe to text or phone call, I'll still post them there just in case someone else is having the question. So once you kind of take a look at that, I don't expect you to have too many questions just yet. Of course, if you do, post them there or text or call me. And of course, I'll give you that information in a little while. But first things first, let's click on the syllabus. So English Composition 3 syllabus. That should open up on a little screen right down here. If it does not, you can actually click on the word here and it'll download it to your computer. I'm just going to stay on this section though. So I'll make this short and sweet since you have the syllabus there anyways. I'm just going to check my screen to make sure you can even see me. There we are. Let's see. So coming up here, loading up slow. I'm on the campus Wi-Fi. Everybody's out playing Pokemon or something, so all the Wi-Fi is down. Here we go. Maybe. Well, while we wait, let me introduce you to a couple of the guys over here. These two you're not going to be able to see on your end. You're going to be focused mainly on Start Here and weekly course content. Along with all these course management things, you won't be able to see these either. So whenever you do want to check your grades, the first thing you want to do is, of course, go to My Grades, and it'll have the assignments, and it'll have the percentage total. But that's just for the future. Now for this is English Composition 3 syllabus. That's me coming up here in the left-hand corner. Here's all of my contact information for my email anyways. That's mlee@lindenwood.edu. Now you can use my CAC email as well. I just noticed right now that I put my Lindenwood, and again, Lindenwood's where I teach most of the time. But you can email that if you want. But my email at CAC is mlee@centralarizona.edu. So here are the course goals, just basically what I'm trying to do. Oh, sorry, before we go that far, here's the Allen and Bacon Guide to Writing. That should be your textbook for right now. If you don't have that textbook, get with me and let's find out what we can do to get you the right textbook. So course goals. I mean, I can read through those real quick for you. A study of analytical skills integral to the writing of complex arguments, yada, yada, yada. Really what this class is it's basically trying to figure out a way to teach you how to accomplish all of the writing assignments that you're going to have throughout the rest of your college career. Because a lot of times you'll take English 101, well, a lot of times students, not necessarily you, but other students will take English 101, English 102, and then they may not take any more English classes for the rest of their college career, which is entirely possible. So in that sense, this class and English 102 are the only guides for writing that you get. So in that small amount of time, I, or whoever your next teacher is, we are going to kind of help you develop a plan to approach all writing situations, all writing assignments in a manner that can help you just kind of get through it and do it in a manner that will meet the standards of that teacher. Because there are a wide variety of different writings that you could do. You could do an analytical writing, a causal analysis, you could write a proposal, you could write a literary, you can write a critical analysis, a literary analysis of a piece of literature. And so there's so many different things that you can write, and we just don't have time to write all of those things in English, which you might be appreciative of considering the fact that we only got about 16 weeks. And if we wrote all the different types of genres, we would have an essay due like every week, and that would be horrible. Not just from your perspective, but from a grading perspective. If there's like 24 people, that's 24 essays I got to grade every week, and that would be ridiculous. So anyways, what I'm trying to do here is help you instill all of the standards that are required to write a good essay, no matter what kind of essay you're writing. So that's basically what the course goals say. Going into the course objectives, these little, well, the circle with all the little squares, those are basically a breakdown of what the actual skills are that you're going to learn that'll help you write those excellent essays whenever you get to your next class. Sorry, my computer's a little laggy here, it looks like. Let's just use this guy. That does no better. Here we are. So with this page, this is your second page. Of course, if you're scrolling through it, it really doesn't make a difference anyways. I'm trying to get comfortable here because my screen's a little low. You have, first of all, the attendance. Now, the attendance is more for if you're in the physical classroom, but it does kind of apply to the online classroom as well, because if you don't log in for a week, that's considered an absence. So make sure that you log in at least once a week and, of course, do your homework. But essentially, if you don't do your homework, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're absent. But if you don't log in for an entire week, like if you just are absent from Blackboard for an entire week, that really will consider you an absence. And so if you do that for 2 weeks, or excuse me, 3 weeks in a row out of 16, or not in a row, 3 weeks in general, you could miss the first week, miss the third week, miss the fifth week. That would be considered a failure because you've missed too many classes. Tardy, now that I can safely say you can't be tardy in an online class. So good for you, you get that little break. Now next to that, notice this circle here. This is how I grade, how I weight my grade. So what that means is that some assignments are worth more than others. So for instance, whenever you write your final draft, that final draft of whatever essay we're writing, and just FYI, we have a final draft essay for Project 1, for Project 2, Project 3, and Project 4. So in the next 16 weeks, or 17 weeks, I'm not sure exactly, over the course of this, this class, you're going to have 4 big essays due. Granted, when I say big, that just means like they're the final draft. They're significant essays. They're only 3 to 5 pages total, each of them. And so with that, they're weighted differently. So the final draft for the writing project 1 might be worth like 8%, whereas maybe a piece of homework that might be a discussion board may only be worth 2%, because you got to remember this is for the entire semester. So all of your discussions add up to about 10% of your grade, and presentation at the end is 10% of your grade, and peer reviews that we do throughout the course, they're worth 10% total, so all 4 of them that we do are worth 10% total. So they're worth about 2.5 a piece. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm just trying to confuse you. I'm telling you this because at the end of the semester, I always have people coming back and saying, I don't understand my grade. It says I got 900 out of 1,000. That should be a 90. Well, not necessarily, because if you got 60s on all of your papers, but somehow managed to get a 90 on, or maybe 100 on all of your homework assignment, that's going to bring you down, and it would probably bring you down lower than a 90. But the point being is, because some assignments are worth more than others, be sure to look at the weighted total of your grade, and it'll basically just tell you what your percentage is. Now, let's take a look here. Make sure you turn in your assignments at I go from Monday morning to Sunday at midnight. So the first assignment, which I'll show you here in a little while, and here's my calendar down here. This will be posted tomorrow. I'm actually going to make it open today. Today's the 18th. And this start here stuff with the syllabus, I'll show you in just a minute, is going to be due on the 21st at midnight. Now after that, on the 22nd through the 28th, that is when week 1 will start. And then week 2 will start the 29th through the 4th, and week 3 the 5th through the 11th. And that's kind of how the weeks go. So make sure that even, no matter what you're doing, you can hold off all of your homework until Sunday if you want to, or you could even get it all done Monday morning. But just make sure you turn in all of your assignments by that Sunday night, unless there's some kind of special date that I need you to turn it in by. So going down here a little bit, the grading scale, that's A, B, C, D, F. That's standard, kind of across the board. No differences there between this class and every other classes. Late works, now it says late work won't be accepted. But what that means is if you don't tell me that it's late and you just try and turn it in like a week late, well, yeah, I'm not going to accept it, because what I do is everybody gets one exception. So if you're late on a big assignment or a small assignment, whatever, you can have a freebie. Okay, you come to me and you're like, hey, I just, oh, you know what, I had a good one. There was one guy that came up to me and he's like, I ate bad Mexican food and I've been on the toilet like all day, all week or something. And he was like, I can't turn in my assignment. Well, it was his first time, so that's cool. As long as that's, just that one time, you get a freebie, so you can turn it in whenever. If you come to me on the week 1 and you're like, hey, I can't do this right now, I'm just going to turn in. As long as you turn it in by the end of the class, that's fine. That's your one freebie. You can be late. You can be as late as you want on it, as long as you turn it in by the last day of class. Now, after that one freebie, it's 10% per day. So that's kind of huge. And that's why it says basically no late works accepted, because if you go past 10 days, then that's a 0. So make sure, and I mean, even before that, if you get to 7 days, you're only getting 30%. So it's like, make sure that you're turning it in within at least a couple of days, because once you miss that 3rd day, that's 30% off. You're sitting at 70% for the assignment tops. That's if you don't miss any answers, right? So make sure that you're turning it in on time. And if you're going to be late for that one time, no big deal. But then after that, it's 10% per day. If you need to withdraw from the class for anything, like if that just scared the crap out of you and you're like, oh, I'm going to be late like every time, I can't take this class. Well, students can request an official withdrawal during the first 2/3 of the class. That's October 27th. That's the last day for that. But I really can't do much for you. You have to go to the Student Services office. Down here, plagiarism. If you don't know what plagiarism is, basically it's you using information that you got from somebody else and then not giving them credit for it. So if you go out and you read like a Time magazine article and they say, oh, what do you know, crack cocaine will break your teeth off, or something like, I don't know. But if you get that from somewhere, you read that and then you type that into your essay, it turns out that crack cocaine can break your teeth off. Okay, well, where'd you get that? Because there's 2 reasons that I want that stuff. 1, because you had to have gotten it from somewhere. And 2, if you didn't get it from somewhere, that means you made it up. And that's not really appropriate for an essay. You shouldn't just be making stuff up and just kind of throwing it in your essay like, hey, that sounds good. Yeah, Santa Claus is real. What do you know? So you can't do that stuff, because either 1, you're stealing it from somewhere, or 2, you're just making it up, and then your argument's kind of invalid. So that's really what I'm here to do, is teach everybody how to argue, which is fantastic. Because I honestly, I hate arguing, but if you write an argument, it's a lot different than just being like a nagging person that isn't any fun to be around. Okay, so the next page, the assignments. These are the actual projects. So we got 4 projects. The first one's going to be a reflective narrative. And if my computer stops lagging, I'll actually show it to you. Okay, here we go. Project 1 narrative is a reflective narrative, and that one's pretty cool. I'm going to start another video right after this that shows you kind of how to do that. But what that reflective narrative is, it's a story that you have gone through. It's still written in essay format, so it's like you still have a thesis, you still have an intro, you still have a conclusion and all that stuff, but the whole meat and potatoes, the whole body section of your paragraph is based on the story that you've experienced. So it's really kind of an easier essay, because it's really just something that you've already done, you've experienced, so you get to write from your perspective. After that, we're going to go into an analysis, and that's just you analyzing a problem that's in society, and of course we'll explain that. That's like 4 weeks in. And then the synthesis essay, again, that's like 8 weeks deep, rolling 8 weeks deep into the class. So we'll have time to get into that. And then multimodal proposal, same thing. That's multimodal proposal, if you didn't hear me there. I know I speak kind of fast, and you can't tell me to slow down because you're not here. So I'll try and slow it down a little bit. The big thing is that make sure you realize that everything you turn in, it becomes part of the, sorry, someone's like walking right in front of my door, and I don't know who they are. If you turn something in, it is like class property. So if you turn it into me, I'm going to have you guys do peer reviews. So don't go out like writing about somebody you know is in the class, like, Tommy, that guy is so dumb. And that could be your reflective narrative. Man, I've been going to school with Tommy since he was in the first grade, and that guy's head is way too big for his body. And so don't be writing that stuff, because other people are going to see it, and you don't want to be caught writing stuff like that. So make sure everything you write is appropriate for everyone in the class, because everybody will probably see it. Let's see. Peer reviews, those are the reasons why everybody's going to see it, because we're going to do peer reviews. So like someone will read your paper and then give you feedback on it, and you'll do the same thing. You'll read somebody else's paper and give them feedback. Writing projects, that's what I just went over. Discussion questions. Each week, maybe not every week, but most of the weeks, I'm going to have basically discussion questions that we would talk about in class, but since I don't have you here with me, I can't really talk to you about it. So I put it online so that you can kind of type out your answer, and then you guys can reply back to one another, which will be part of the assignment too. But it just kind of, we do that online as an assignment because we can't really do it in class. Then the proposal presentation, that is your very last assignment. So we will have some time to talk about that. But basically what it is you go through this entire class talking about a problem in society, any problem. It could be like, my neighbor doesn't mow his grass, or I caught my little brother smoking drugs or something. Anything, any problem that is in your life. And then at the end of the class, you're going to try and develop a solution, and you're going to propose that solution via a presentation. The rest of this stuff, I'm just going to let you guys read through it because it's all technical information. Like if you need some kind of special assistance, then there's the reasonable disabilities accommodations down here. You'll have to talk to this gentleman. Let's see, where is he? There he is. Rick, I might be talking about the wrong school here. I know we have somebody. Oh, you call this number. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. We have a resource service coordinator at 520-494-5409. So if you need any special accommodations, check that number, call that number, they can help you out. More about plagiarism, that's just, kind of a rundown. I'm going to talk about plagiarism in the class. So if plagiarism is like, freaks you out, like people are afraid of spiders and scorpions and snakes and you're afraid of plagiarism, don't worry about it, because I'm gonna spend like a whole week talking about that. So we'll get well acquainted with plagiarism. If there's ever a problem that I can't solve, or maybe you just have a problem with me, like this guy's a jerk or whatever, I don't like people that wear gray and pink plaid shirts, then you can contact Karen Henhetty. She's the district academic chair, communications. Here's a phone number, here's her email. Let's see, I think that's all for the syllabus. There's the common student learning outcomes, CSLOs, and that's just basically what we're trying to help you do as a student to be prepared for the 21st century. Like once you get out of our school, and CAZ, our school, and you go to your career, we hope that we are set. That is our job, to prepare you to be ready for that stuff, okay? So that just kind of describes those four expectations that you can expect us to teach you. Any questions? Well, hopefully there aren't. If you do have questions about the syllabus, again, you can go back to start here, and you can post them here. And if that doesn't work for you, and I'm going to pull my screen up. Sorry if this gets all crazy for you. But if you need to call me or something, my number is 210-818-6160. I think you can see that. Again, that's 210-818-6160. You can call or text to win. And if you have any questions, feel free. I am up like all the time. I don't really sleep a whole lot. But if you have a question, if it's real late, text me, because if I am available, that's going to be how it hits me, because it's going to pop up on my browser. Because if I am up late, I'm playing video games on my computer, and my text message pops up on my browser, and it'll let me know. But if it's like if you call me late, then it won't pop up, and I may not hear it because my phone is always on vibrate, and then I may go to bed without ever checking it. So texting is preferable because that's your best chance to get a hold of me. But if that doesn't work, or maybe you hate texting, or maybe you just can't text, I don't know, then you can call me too. And then my Skype, if you want to use Skype with me, I also have a Skype. That's Mike underscore. And if you don't know what the underscore is, it's right by the 0 on your keyboard. It's it's right by between the 0 and the plus sign on your keyboard. And that's Mike underscore Lee underscore 03. That's my Skype. So we can like get on there and Skype and like do this right now. and we can talk via video. So anyways, let's go back and get out of this screen. Now the next thing is this course schedule, and I'm not going to drag you through that one because that would be ridiculous. It's like 16 weeks in a matter of like 30 seconds. And really, sorry, like all these girls walking by my classroom, and they're all looking at me like, who's that guy talking to? Shut up, be in your own business. Let's see, where was I talking? Oh yeah, schedule, there we are. English Composition 3, Fall 2016, the 16-week guide. And what that means is that that's my guide to all of our schedule. So there's week 1, week 2, week 3, and on the right-hand side, you can kind of see the homework that's due at the end of that week. So this week starts on August 22nd. That's week 1. When you see this video, it's going to be either the 18th or the 19th. So I'm going to have you do assignments that are in the start here, but the official, like this right here, doesn't start until August 22nd. So all this homework, don't worry, it's not due until August 28th, the end of that week. You get what I'm saying? Like the first day of the week, this is the first day of the week. The last day of the week is always a Sunday. So it goes from Monday to Sunday every week. So this one goes 22 to 28. This one goes 29 to the 4th. And then the next week goes the 5th through the 11th. Okay? Now again, I'm not going to talk too much about that because it's really kind of self-explanatory. Again, if you have questions, call me, text me, Skype me, email me, all those things. So let's go back to start here. Now the fun begins. So there are a few things I would like you to do this week before week 1 starts. Now the class actually starts, well, tomorrow. Today's the 18th. But on the 19th, probably when you'll see this video, the class starts today. But I'm not starting like the homework until the 22nd. But before then, what I'd like you to do is fill out some of this stuff so I can get to know you. Really just this. Not some of this stuff, fill out this stuff, like all of it. So here you can kind of see all of my assignments, they're gonna look like this. I'm gonna put everything right there for you to see, and then you'll be able to click on it, and you'll be able to add in your answer. So in this discussion board, this is a discussion board, and what that means is that everybody can see what you write down. So whatever your answer is, people can see it, and then you can reply to them. So in this discussion board, please introduce yourself to the class, plus 5 bonus points if you post a video. So like I'm posting a video right now, if you do that, you can get 5 extra bonus points. And then tell us 6 things. First of all, tell us about yourself. Anything you want to tell us about yourself. How long have you been at CAC? Okay, well actually let's talk about myself. So I'll just go through these. So number 1, about yourself. What about me? I'm Mike Lee. Right now I'm totally into playing Pokemon Go. Probably makes me miss out on a lot of my work. What else? Let's see, if you're playing Pokemon Go, what's my best Pokemon? My best Pokemon right now is a Porygon. It's pretty awesome. What else about myself? You know what's really weird? I have a bachelor's degree in education. I have an associate's in education. I have a master's in education. That means I honestly don't even have a degree in English, which is really weird because most of your teachers, right, have a degree in what they're teaching. Well, the way that I do that is I've actually got all my degrees in education, in teaching, and then I have 18 credit hours, well, I actually have like 40 credit hours of English, but you have to have at least 18 to teach. So whatever it is. So I could have like 18 hours of history or 18 hours of art, and that's how people become qualified to teach. Now I have, like I said, like 40 hours in English, so that's what qualifies me to teach, despite only having English degrees, or excuse me, education degrees. I've completed all those degrees. Now I'm working on a PhD, a doctorate degree in psychology, and it's really kind of cool because what I do is I play video games, and then I analyze how people learn from those video games. So kind of education again, but I take it more psychology based because I look at particularly how people get motivated to play and learn things. Because if you just sit somebody down in like a classroom where you make them watch a video like this, they may not be motivated to play, but very rarely do you get someone that picks up a game and then doesn't play it. Like people go out and they spend a lot of money on video games. I mean, a lot. And I mean, like Pokemon Go, it's a free game, and somehow I've already still managed to spend like $100. So what makes people motivated to do that? That's what I look at. What motivates people to do certain things in video games? And how do they learn to do those things? So if you go into a video game and you're just a jerk and you kill like all of your teammates, I look at what motivates you to do that. Or if you go in and you learn, and how did you learn to be a jerk like that? What motivated you and what caused you? How did you even learn that? Who taught you that? I know your mama didn't teach you that. Like how did they do that? So well, that's about me. Is there anything else about me? I'm married. I got 2 kids. Oh my gosh, I have so many animals. I got. Probably shouldn't start a conversation off like this, but I got 2 crabs, right? They're 2 hermit crabs. I got 3 fish. That's 5, and then I got 2 dogs and 2 cats. I live in a pretty big house, but with and then we got people on top of that. So it's like, oh man, because I had a fox. I had this domesticated fox, and he ran away. He burrowed out of his dog kennel, and so he was so difficult to take care of that we got another puppy and a kitten, and they're still not as difficult to take care of that dang fox. So anyways, that's a little bit about me. How long have you been at CAC? How long have I been at CAC? About 3. I think this is my 3rd year. I think this will be my 3rd year here. Yeah, I think so. My major, like I said, my major is technically psychology right now. And before that was all education, although I took a boatload of English classes because it was kind of my thing. I figured, first of all, I said, what should I do with because I was in the military for a while. I forgot to mention that part. And then I was in the military. I didn't like the military because I didn't like getting yelled at. And when I was in there, I was like, okay, what can I do where I can get the most time off? and it came out to be like, okay, I could be a teacher, or I could that's about it. So then I decided, okay, let's be a teacher. And I was already teaching in the military. I taught pilots and aircrew how to get along in altitude. And I decided, okay, I like teaching. That's fun. I like being able to see like a product being not necessarily served, but my product is you guys. Like you guys learning is my product. And so from that, I then decided, okay, what am I really good at? What can I remember from high school? Because I wanted to be a high school teacher, and I realized like I could remember most of my English stuff. So that's kind of how I got started, and then I decided to kind of pursue that. Now I'm gonna kick this up a notch and kind of speed through it because I feel like I'm dragging it on. What do you hope to get from this class? Like 20, 24 people that want to learn how to write English, or write English. They want to learn how to write better and to become more skilled in writing. That's what I want. And I want you guys to achieve that stuff. And I want you to be able to leave this class and know how to write all of the stuff that you need to know how to write in order to pass all of your next classes. Because they're not going to teach you how to write at that point. They're like, yeah, that person needs to know how to write by the time they get to my class. And if they don't, well, go get tutoring. So one line. Now this is the fun part. Sorry, my knees are starting to hurt. One lie and one truth, okay? And so what that is you give me one lie and one truth about yourself, and you don't tell me what it is, and you don't tell anybody what it is, because remember, everybody can see your responses to this. So you give me one lie about yourself, one truth about yourself, but don't tell anybody what it is. So let me give you an example. I just went through all that stuff about myself, about me. I talked about myself. I tell you how long I've been here. I told you my major. I told you what I hope to get from this class. Now, one lie and one truth. Now, my one lie and one truth, I'm not going to tell you which is which. You have to guess. And if you can guess correctly, that's another 5 extra bonus points that you get for this assignment. So, do I look like a guy that listens actively? Like, I will listen to it. If it comes on the radio, I won't change it. And I'll actually turn it up a little bit maybe. Do I look like a guy that listens to Taylor Swift? Or do I look like a guy that listens to Kesha? So think about that for a second. Because one of those is a lie, and one of those is the truth. So what I want you to do is guess which one's the lie, which one's the truth. If you can get those right, then I will give you 5 extra bonus points. So that's kind of the idea behind this assignment. Here's an example of everything down here. And so number 6, you're just basically going to say, I think Mike, or Mike Lee, or Professor Lee, or Mr. Lee, whatever, I think he listens to Kesha the most, or I think he listens to Taylor Swift the most, whatever it is. Because one of those I listen to, and one of them I do not, okay? So, happy guessing on that. And aside from that, that is all that I need you guys to do for the first, 3 days of class. Today's the 18th. I'm going to post it tonight, and if you log in early, good for you. But class starts tomorrow, so the 19th, 20th, and 21st. Do that by midnight on the 21st. And now, one more thing. If you can actually, because everybody's going to get on there and everybody's going to post a truth and a lie about themselves. If you can go in there and you can guess the truth and the lie about somebody else in the class, I'll give you 5 more bonus points for doing that. So that's a chance for 15 bonus points for this assignment, which is really kind of huge. And I've been thinking about dialing it back, so you guys might be the last class to get so many bonus points for that. But it's actually a lot because it'll raise your grade. Like you'll have like 105 in this class starting off, which is good for you. And so make sure, now the trick to that is to go through and read a bunch of people and then guess on a bunch of people, because chances are you're going to get somebody right. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance. If you get all of them wrong, if you guess on like 6 people and you get all of them wrong, then there you got something, you got like a cloud above your head or something. So guess on as many as you can, and if you just get even one of them right, then I'll give you the extra 5 bonus points. But you can't get 5 bonus points for every single, because you could guess all 24 people and now you got 150 bonus points, and that the assignment's only worth 100. So can't do that, but I will give you 5 for if you guess even one person correct. I'll give you 5 for posting a video for doing this, and then I'll also give you 5 for guessing mine. So anyways, that's the end of that video. This was by far the longest video that I'm going to record probably all semester, because I hate making them be this long, but I tried to get it all out of there in one fell swoop, so I have to record 2 videos. So that's the start here. Again, that needs to be done by midnight on the 21st. If you're going to be late, I guess you can turn it in late. Let me know. I'd hate for you to use that as your freebie, though. So just try and get that done by the 21st, because that would be a very poor decision to turn that one in late. All right, well, anyways, I look forward to a good semester, and I hope that my videos are at least a little bit more entertaining than reading the whole time, because that's why I post the videos, because I don't want you guys to have to read everything. And I look forward to reading your guys' writing and seeing your perspectives on all the different social issues in the world. Thanks.